Hello everyone, and welcome to my BTG official channel. Naomi stood at the edge of the marble balcony, her pale hands gripping the cold railing, her reflection fractured by the glass panes. Below, the garden stretched out into the mist, an ocean of trembling roses and the faint glow of lanterns that flickered like dying stars. Somewhere beyond the wrought iron gates, life went on, indifferent, unknowing. But inside those gates, everything Naomi had built, every secret she had buried, was on the brink of collapse. Dani's footsteps echoed through the empty corridor before she appeared in the doorway, her dark curls damp with rain. She'd come without warning, without invitation, her expression sharp with concern and something that looked almost like betrayal. "Naomi," she said softly, but her voice carried 1,000 unspoken questions. "You asked me to come. What's going on? You sounded different." Naomi turned, her sapphire eyes glistening. There was a heaviness in them that Dani had never seen before, like the weight of years finally pressing down. "Thank you for coming," Naomi murmured, her voice trembling between apology and resolve. "I didn't think I could tell anyone else. Not even Bill." The mention of his name filled the silence like a forbidden word. Bill Weston, the man every woman in Waverly Hills whispered about. Charming. Powerful. Dangerous. He was the heir to the Weston shipping empire, and in 2 weeks, he was supposed to become Naomi's fiancé. Their engagement was already the talk of the town, splashed across society columns and whispered about in salons and clubs. It was meant to be perfect. But perfection, Naomi knew too well, was always the first thing to shatter. Dani hesitated, stepping closer. "Naomi, if this is about Bill, you can tell me. You know that, right? You're my best friend." Naomi smiled faintly, though it didn't reach her eyes. "That's exactly why I have to tell you," she whispered. "Because after tonight, you might never look at me the same way again." A gust of wind slammed against the windows, and the chandelier trembled, scattering light across the walls like broken glass. Dani felt a chill crawl up her spine. She had known Naomi for 10 years, through heartbreaks, scandals, and whispered betrayals, but she had never seen her like this. Fragile. Haunted. Naomi moved to the table by the fireplace, where an old mahogany box sat half open. She touched it as if it burned her fingers. "You remember when I left for Paris 5 years ago?" she began. "Everyone thought it was to study art. To start over after everything that happened with the Devereux family." Dani nodded slowly. "Yes. You disappeared for nearly a year. You said it was for your health." Naomi gave a bitter laugh. "Health. That's one way to describe it. But the truth is," she looked up, her voice catching. "The truth is, I wasn't in Paris the whole time. I spent 6 months in a clinic outside Marseille. Not for art. Not for rest. But because I was pregnant." The words struck the air like thunder. Dani froze. For a heartbeat, the rain seemed to stop, the house itself holding its breath. "Pregnant," she repeated, disbelief flooding her face. "Naomi, what are you saying?" Naomi's eyes filled with tears that shimmered in the firelight. "I had a child, Dani. A son. His name is Elias." The name hung between them, fragile and electric. Dani staggered back, gripping the edge of a chair. "A child? But, Naomi, that's impossible. You never said, there was never any sign." "Because I couldn't," Naomi interrupted, her voice breaking. "No one could know. Not then. Not now. If Bill ever found out, it would destroy everything. His family, they wouldn't just end the engagement, they'd ruin me. And him." Dani stared at her, her mind racing. "But who's the father?" Naomi turned away, her shoulders trembling. "It doesn't matter," she said, though her tone betrayed her. "He's gone. And I thought I could live with that. I thought I could lock that part of my life away forever. But now Elias is sick. He needs treatment, and the clinic contacted me last week. They said he's asking for me. He doesn't even know I'm his mother. The room spun. Dani pressed a hand to her chest, feeling her heart hammer against her ribs. Naomi, oh God. Her voice cracked. You can't keep this secret. Not if your child needs you. Naomi's lips trembled as she shook her head. If I go to him, it'll be over. Bill will find out. The Westons have people everywhere. And if they learn I lied, if they learn I had a child with another man, I'll lose everything. The foundation, the company, the engagement. All of it. And what if you lose your son instead? Dani's voice rose, filled with desperation. What kind of life would that be, Naomi? To marry Bill and live behind another lie? Naomi turned sharply, tears streaking her cheeks. You don't understand what's at stake. Bill saved me when no one else would. After my father's scandal, after the bankruptcy, he gave me a second chance. He's the reason I have any of this. And I do love him, Dani. I love him more than I ever thought possible. But this secret, it could destroy him too. The rain intensified, hammering the windows like applause from ghosts. Dani stepped closer, gripping Naomi's trembling hands. Then tell him the truth. If he loves you, he'll stand by you. But if you marry him without telling him, you'll live every day waiting for the lie to break. And one day, it will. Naomi's breath came fast, her heart pounding. You think I haven't imagined it? Every night, I see his face when he finds out. The disgust. The betrayal. The press tearing it apart. Elias's name dragged through the mud. I can't do that to him, to either of them. Dani's voice softened. Then what are you going to do? Naomi turned to the fire, staring into the flames as if they could give her an answer. I thought I knew, she whispered. I thought I could keep the two worlds separate. But yesterday, Bill asked me to meet him at the chapel by the lake. He had the ring, Dani. A diamond the size of my guilt. He said he wanted to make it official. And I told him I needed time. He thinks I'm hesitating because I'm scared of the wedding. But the truth is, I'm scared of what comes after. Dani's eyes softened with pain. You have to make a choice, Naomi. The truth, or the illusion. Naomi's gaze lifted, shimmering with firelight and fear. What if I can't choose? What if both roads lead to ruin? For a long moment, neither spoke. The storm outside seemed to echo Naomi's turmoil, wind howling through the cracks of the old house. Dani reached for the mahogany box and slowly opened it. Inside lay a small silver locket, tarnished, delicate, engraved with a single letter, E. Naomi gasped softly. Don't. But